No, I know we haven't started.
Well, you're live now.
We can start. If you want with them.
Sure.
That's fine, that's fine.
Looks like we're consistent. Call to order last time was 7:10.
No, I didn't see it. You do. This. This should be. I mean, I get to move, it's gonna be a lot of business.
You got differences.
Now, this is the, well, I'll wait for the meeting to start. Through the chair.
I'm wondering why you got so many papers here. Yes, license. Okay, we're gonna call the meeting to order. It is 7:13 PM. And we'll do the roll call. Nancy Rogers here. Johnny Torres. George, he's excused. Luis Lopez. Omar Gonzalez.
Here.
Darwin Villavicencio.
Here.
Carlos Andres.
Here.
Yay. Before we start, if everybody, I don't think you've actually been a member and present. I know you listened into the last meeting,
Yes.
but, tell us a little bit about yourself real quick. Okay, that's fast enough. Go ahead.
Okay, so again, my name is Carlos Andres. No stranger to the town hall. I actually was involved in a committee many years ago. It was a special purpose committee, actually, for the town to accept and what to do with the Part 3 committee, with the Part 3 parcel, actually. And that has still been undergoing. As you can see, the parcel is still being handled by the grant company. But I'm a resident of Miami Lakes now for over 30 years. I actually am a certified public accountant. That's what I do for a living. I actually specialize in audit reviews and compilations for private companies. And passionate about, town hall and public safety. Consider myself an involved neighbor in my neighborhood. I live on Bay Pine Avenue, where you're familiar with it, where White Church is at. And look very much to working with this committee and the fire and police department. Thank you.
I get to work. Welcome aboard. I know. Okay, order of business, deferrals, additions, deletions, anybody? We have two guests.
Yes.
We're under order of business?
Yeah, we're gonna do adoption of minutes first, and
Yes.
that's what I figured. Where are we putting the two guests? It's usually we don't.
It's public
Oh,
comments.
that's what I thought. Okay, just wanted to be sure. Okay, I'm sorry. Deferrals, additions, deletions done. Adoption of minutes. Has everybody had a chance to read them?
Yes, the only comment through the chair that I would have is there a way that we can, okay, for new business? I see here that we're just doing, committee polo shirts, but I think. I guess I'm questioning the title of number 7. Is number 7 new business? Because in this case, we still need to discuss those different attributes, like the 9/11 event, the police and fire appreciation coins order. So I'm assuming that's still part of new business, correct?
No, so old business is anything that's already been discussed and is being carried over from like.
Okay,
the
got
last
it.
meeting.
Okay.
So
thank you
those
for
are
that
why those are old
clarification.
business.
Understood.
I'm not sure if committee polo shirts would actually make the agenda. I know you had brought it up, but I don't know.
We talked, they talked about it, not that last meeting, but the meeting before.
Okay, so technically committee polo shirts should be under old business.
Okay, got it.
That's probably why.
Understood.
You were.
Got it, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where do we, all right, never mind. Okay. Do I hear motion to adopt the minutes?
Second.
I'm over to it.
Oh, whoa. We need a secretary.
Yeah. He's doing it.
Okay, I didn't hear, I'm sorry. Okay. Adoption of minutes. Okay. All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Any opposed?
You have the motion in a second?
I,
They did it, you did, okay.
Okay. Public comments.
go ahead, when this time. Don't have any? Okay.
So,
How you doing? My name is William Perez. I'm the chair of the Veterans Committee, and I'm here to talk about the 9/11. Just want to make sure that we understand what the specified tasks are, and what you need the Veterans Committee to do, and what the Public Safety Committee is planning to do. Some of the things, we're looking at having the event right in front of Town Hall. And I think, putting out the chairs will probably be done by the town, is that correct, Kyle? The setup?
So really quickly through the chair, I don't mean to interrupt you guys, but it sounds like you're kind of going into one of their old business items. So I don't know if the committee at this moment would like to move that item up and just open up the conversation. If not, you guys are gonna be touching base on the same item.
Oh,
if
okay,
you're voting on anything, then it wouldn't be public comments.
okay.
Yeah, but it sounds like,
Agenda.
exactly, but it sounds like he's ready to talk about it. So if you guys want to, you can move up the agenda item.
I
Well,
have,
let's do that.
Yeah, I have no
He doesn't have to move in.
So what, somebody wants to make the motion?
I'll make a motion to move that item.
Second.
Or- okay,
All
go.
in favor? Yes.
Aye.
All right, so. Okay, going back, as I understand that the town will set up the chairs. Who's inviting the fire department, police department?
Never-
That hasn't been discussed with the committee, but if you guys want to talk about it now, we can.
Yes, someone needs to formally invite them so they can participate. I know. The chief, they basically are the audience. They show up and, almost full force. Especially the fire department. So. I don't know if they want to you guys want to send a letter to them or contact them. I don't know how we've done in the past.
I don't know how you guys have handled it in the past, but I can write an email letting you know, hey, it's taking place at this date and time. Now, if it's a matter of a letter, as you're mentioning, that would have to come from one of the committee members. They can send it to me and I'm happy to put it on the time,
So I'll tell you
stationery,
what,
if that's what you want.
I'll draft a letter.
Bill's gonna drop the letter.
Yeah,
Yeah, now my concern is that we are getting this pretty late in the game. So I'm concerned that any further delay might hinder the outcome of this event. So, I mean, I think we need to put timelines in place to make sure that communication is done timely.
Yeah, I concur. And then. Let's talk about the sequence of
sorry, just before you move on from that item. So, just for my notes, then I will wait on I guess like formal invitation letter from you. I'll put it on the letterhead and you want us to email it out? Is that fine? Or you want us to mail it out?
Yeah, and then,
Mail it out?
email.
Okay.
And I think,
And,
get with Jonathan, see how we did it last, with Jonathan dealt with that.
okay, but I just wanna be clear before we even just to make sure that expectations are met.
Yeah.
So on my end, I know obviously we have a direct connection to Officer Amador and Chief Shavers. I don't know if that's enough or if
That's
there's
enough.
any additional. Okay,
That's enough.
and in terms of guests, that's it, or?
That's it, because we'll talk about the sequence of events
Okay,
right
got it.
now. I mean, it all depends, since we're doing it here, maybe the mayor or somebody, some VIP, but that's. We should invite the town council.
Yes,
And
town
mayor.
council,
Invite
that's
the
already.
council.
So just so you know, anytime there's a town event, at least for the committees that I work with, that's put on their calendar automatically. So that's already on the calendar.
Right, so don't worry about it.
Now, do we have to run through the department heads if the remaining of the department can't attend the event? Because I'm assuming you have certain officers that have to be on call and cannot attend the event. And the same for fire. I'm assuming some folks have to stay in the station. How does that work?
I
Yeah.
guess they determine that.
They did to me. We don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
You just wanna make sure you have people
Yeah.
that you're saying.
Yeah, because my whole thing is, I mean, like, for example, at least, I don't know, maybe some other people are different. If something doesn't show up on my calendar, I don't know what's happening. So I just want to make sure that it makes it on the calendar of everybody. And that way they know that, there's an event.
So,
What about the Miami Laker?
yeah, so just
So
going
you'll
back,
handle
let me, I just
Go
wanna
ahead.
tell you guys exactly who would be. So in terms of me, I put out an Outlook calendar invite that goes out to all town staff, includes mayor and council. And that also includes our resource officers. So, Officer Amador's team, which I know it's, the major, and two other officers. So the lieutenant, they will be included, which is, Amador, Soto, Gonzo, and you all. Those are the ones that they're always included in. They pass it on. In terms of, I guess what you're trying to make sure is that what they get it across who are on their team, and we wanna make sure that we know who is gonna be here because they're part of the speakers, right?
Well, that's the next part we're gonna talk about.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about the sequence of events,
And the Lakers, sorry, and then we wanted to just because I mentioned it, and the Lakers also, I do include them in my calendar invite, so the second that it is on the books, they know. Now, as far as the Laker, I'll take the opportunity to tell you guys that. Yes, we can maybe tell them there's an event, but if you want them to possibly write a story or actually cover it in full detail, you would actually have to give them details about that. But in terms of them knowing it's happening, they,
Yeah, I would, I can't tell a Laker what to do, but I
Yeah.
mean, it would.
no, we always try to offer as many details so that
Right.
hopefully they.
Because I think there should be something in the upcoming newsletter that there is an event happening at such date,
When you say newsletter, do you mean the town newsletter?
the Miami Laker
Okay, yeah, so,
newspaper.
I know in terms of events like calendar, at least that for sure they always cover. Now, in terms of a story, that's for them to determine. And not only because you mentioned newsletter, I wanna let you guys know that we do have a monthly newsletter. I don't know how many of you guys are subscribed to it. The town does have a monthly newsletter that goes out to those subscribers, and all town events, including committee events, are included on that. So that means that when the September one goes out, that will be included as part of the newsletter.
I mean, reality is, most of the attendees are just gonna be firefighters, police. You're not gonna get a lot of audience, general public, he hasn't really done that well with them.
Right.
Okay. So as far as sequence of events, the first thing is, you guys need to determine who the MC is gonna be. But the way we normally do it is we have welcoming remarks. And then we have march on the colors, so we have to see if, Officer Amador, the color guard's available. Through Officer Amador,
You want me to ask him?
yes,
Officer, they are available.
yeah, they're honor guard.
Okay.
During the marching of colors, they sing the national anthem, someone sings the national anthem. Do we have anybody that we know that could do that? I can ask around.
We've had, young adults, I'll say, not necessarily school age.
We had someone
They've
sang
all
in the,
gone off
yeah,
to college and whatever, and so the ones we know and have used in the past are not available, so I'll, not.
we had somebody singing at 4th of July. Do you have her contact information?
Yes, I do.
All right, why don't we ask her, see if she's available, and she got paid an honoraria, correct, by the,
For cultural, yes, she was. She was paid $100 for.
okay, so there needs to be a budget for $100 there.
So public safety needs to determine a budget.
Yeah.
So determine the budget. If
That
that
way,
needs-
that way, so we got 100 so far.
This joint thing, would it be fair to split?
Well, no, what I'm saying, what I'm thinking is, let's figure out what the budget is first, and then we have a target to look for sponsors, you know what I mean? So,
if
I
you
mean,
ask
as
for
far as
me,
split costs, yeah, we could, I mean, I gotta go to my committee and ask if they wanna split costs, cause quite frankly, we have no budget. So it's gonna be just all sponsorship, so. Let me see what I can do first, see if I can get a sponsor.
Well, you want me to ask her if she's available?
Yes, please. Okay. And then we need to have somebody do a prayer, and that can be anybody. Just have it written out and do a invocation, non-denominational invocation. So a volunteer would be.
If there's someone that you've used in the past, we don't have any of that.
Well, I mean,
Ceremony.
we have a chaplain in the American Legion, and we use him normally. if he's attending, because I don't know what his work schedule is, because now we're doing this during a work day as opposed to a weekend. Then I can ask.
All right, how about we ask you to do that? At least it's a name. And if it doesn't work out, then
Well, I mean, it's not hard, you just,
I mean,
do a prayer, you know, just do a prayer, you write it out, you know, whatever, and then you just kind of say, you know.
worst case scenario, I'm sure that somebody can come through, or I can say it, I can say it for you, I have no
you
problem.
want me to back up? Just leave
Sure.
it at that.
Yeah, let's, I
Absolutely.
think, have him as a
Absolutely.
backup, because if this
Yeah.
motive is not available, not, he may not be. Okay,
Now,
Your singer can do both.
I think to make sure you're gonna text me, right, so I can have your number and bug you?
Yeah.
Big great, thank you.
so the other thing now is the actual, you know, after the prayer, then the MC kind of explains how the event's gonna go. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to send Carlos my entire script, which basically, you know, I actually write out every word that I say. I don't do anything off the top of my head. And my teleprompter. We know what happens when the teleprompter doesn't work.
Yeah,
Talking about who goes on the bus or something. But anyhow, so it would also talk about what the actual event is going to be, and the event actually is we get the biographies of firefighters and police officers who lost their lives in 9/11. And we have volunteer, you know, we have firefighters volunteer to read it, and police officers volunteer to read it. And that's really powerful, you know, and in the brochure, you know, that's passed out, we have their picture, because I think it's important to see these people. You know. Their picture is gonna be for them, 2 firefighters, 2 police officers. And I try to get it, you know, as diverse as possible, 1 young, 1 old, 1 female, 1, you know, just because it's like everybody died, you know what I mean? And so, you know, I'll pull that up and I'll put that together. The bios and the pictures,
You will put together the bios.
yeah. And they're short, you know, and so when we provide those to the fire department and police officers prior to, so they can read it over. And like, it's easy, they're just reading it word for word, you know, it's verbatim. And then we have to have a program, whatever the program is, have to have the QR code next to their picture so they can pull up their Bible.
but in this case, will the program be the same document as the bios?
No,
Because it would
For-
take up too much space, right?
yeah, for the bios, it's a QR code is the thing you go on and
Yeah,
it
you
pops
go-
up the bio.
Right,
But for the police officers and fire department, I give them a hard.
a hard copy,
Yeah,
got it.
so they have hard copy and I put a big font just in case. they
Right, that's
forget
just a
the
regular
reading
printout.
glasses, you never know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but so in other words, the program will have the agenda plus the QR code.
Yeah, have the sequence of events plus the QR code and the bios and the pictures.
Now, do we have those documents from the prior year that we can just roll?
Yeah, I
We
do.
We have it on
Okay.
file. Now, what I was gonna mention about the program is. We could just copy and paste. However, I suggest you guys go through it to make sure it's, you know, up to your liking and it might make sense for this year.
Right.
Because you never know.
Yeah.
One of somebody needs to be tasked with sending us. Exactly the text that needs to go on the program, so we just copy and paste it for you and put it into like the nice program.
Yeah,
So-
I think we have to see it beforehand.
So I'm happy to share the old
Yeah.
copy, so you
Please.
guys have something to guide yourselves off of, but before we move on, because I think it happens where we say, yeah, we should, but if you don't really assign anybody, I don't know that it's gonna happen.
What's that?
So who is the person that's gonna be designated to making sure to provide the program text?
I'm gonna send you the bios.
Right, but that's not the program text, like, I need somebody to send me copy and paste, or we're putting into the program for you guys, so that it's up to what you guys are looking for. Unless you're giving me direction to copy and paste exactly as last year, but again, I think that there should be a little more effort that goes into that.
If I may make a suggestion here, we
Go ahead.
three, I'm sure, barely know what they're talking about. At least I can speak for myself. Because we've never done this before. You seem to know.
Can you
what
pull
goes
up the
on.
old, can you pull up the old
I
one?
don't know if I
We
can put it up right now,
communicate with each
but I'll
other.
look for it.
I'd like to put you in charge from the Public Safety Committee of helping and speaking with Bill to coordinate this event, because like I said, we've never done it before. Have you?
What is it, just a program and what goes on there, Kyle?
Yeah, it's just
We can
making
look
sure,
at it to, you know, before,
Is it
So
similar
again, I
to
can-
the
I
appreciation
can-
breakfast one?
I
I mean-
can show, I can send you guys last year so you can guide yourself off of it. I just don't think that it should be a copy and paste. I think you guys should review it and make sense. Okay, this does make sense. What if we don't have an invitation? I'm not saying you won't, I'm just saying you have to make sure that what we're copying and pasting is actually going to be part of the program. Otherwise, we're
Makes
not
sense.
doing it already. But I will try to look for it and I will share it with you. If I can't find it right now, I will get it to you tomorrow.
That's fine. That's just, my whole thing is, we need to have that program and the bios and everything ready for next committee meeting. So that's why timeliness is in essence, of the essence here.
get it ready, and then you're gonna have to send it to me if or what if we just have them send that?
I mean, you guys can
to-
just assign him, just
That's what I'm
in
saying.
terms of the
I'll,
program, we have somebody that puts together, makes it look nice and all that. Really, I just need the text. And we
No,
can take
yeah.
care of, making sure it's printed.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, that's also money. Because I got,
Oh, okay, so now that you mentioned that, I know that you guys in the past have just printed it on regular paper. Sorry, I was assuming that that's what you guys were doing, but I guess there's always an opportunity to upgrade, but that would be at a cost. In terms of just like paper, color paper and
Yeah.
folding it in half, we can do that for you guys, that's at no cost. So I guess that's an opportunity for you guys to explore.
okay. I
That's
mean,
why I wasn't thinking of.
right. I'm just trying, yeah. I'm thinking to myself, obviously it has to, look somewhat legit, when
Yeah.
it printed. I don't wanna.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Phil can give you.
Yeah,
feedback on
I'll
what
see,
we've done.
yeah, I'll see what you guys did last year,
But normally, generally, we do print them, at least from the committees, and when we have events here, we normally just print them here. But there is always an opportunity to upgrade the event.
But I mean, at this point, with no budget and no time, I just don't know how to get a printer involved and,
In terms of no budget, so this is why I mentioned the discussion, you guys do have money. So, but it's up to your discretion if you want to use it or not, it's not my call, you guys haven't determined if you wanna spend money on this or not. I know you were exploring options last,
but we just inherited it.
yeah,
So.
well, you guys did not inherit it, you guys agreed to be a part of it.
Well, I wasn't here for that vote. Did we?
Yes, that happened.
yeah, but I don't think we understood the process and the cost and the man hours that would go into all that. Now, whether this is the first time we're discussing details, and little by little, we're all looking at one another, we can't even vote on this, we don't even have
I mean,
quorum.
this is not, you can vote on it, you do have quorum, this is not a massive event.
Yeah.
This is actually one of the smallest events,
That's, yeah.
so there really shouldn't be an issue in
It's one of
putting
the
it
easiest
together.
ones to do.
Yeah, but discussing whether we're going to, spend budget money,
Is a discussion you guys have not had yet.
exactly.
So the
And so-
events, bare bones, like the skeleton of it, does not cost anything.
Bill,
It is up to the committee to
what-
decide
what-
if you
what
want
did
to.
your committee spend on this event?
Zero.
On having anything done? Zero, if you get it at zero, we've got probably more budget than you have to play with, so we can always,
We had
set
some
aside
line
some money.
items. I mean, we got sponsorship and we got,
Yeah.
basically,
We-
I mean,
we hardly get sponsorships.
well, I mean, you gotta ask, I mean, you gotta go out there and ask, I mean. You'll be surprised how many people want to support the 9/11.
Yeah.
It's not,
Sorry, I don't mean to intervene, but I'm getting mixed feelings about whether you guys want to do it or not.
Correct me if I'm wrong, I remember when Bill came
Yeah,
and then we
had this
agreed,
conversation.
because obviously it makes sense, us as being public safety, that this would
Yeah.
be something that,
You guys would scare.
that we would spearhead. And
Yeah, did we
I
discuss any money and who's gonna do what and whatever? At that meeting, no, this is the first time.
Yeah,
I'm
but
getting
you
into it.
guys did take it on,
So-
so we
Yeah,
need to get through
we
this.
did,
Yes,
what I'm saying,
we
so
did, Nancy,
this
we
is all-
talked about the event. We talked about funding, we talked about, who could take things on. And that's why I'm here, because I'm saying, let's split the task, so that way. you know, we could do a smooth handoff for next year, you know, once you guys run through this thing, it is truly one of the easiest things to put together. I mean, as far as effort, I would say this is 10% of the effort, this is 10% of the effort of the reindeer run. And 10% of the effort of, the parade. It's really, you know, it's, you get the bios, you put them together. They're easy to search. You find them, there's 343 firefighters that died, 91 police officers that died. We do 4 a year, you're gonna be doing 100 years worth of ceremonies. You'll all be dead. You know, and then the folks, they're willing to read it, print it in large font, so they, just in case they forget their reading glasses.
Yeah.
And then you give them a little breakfast, right? And that's it, you know, and it's, the script is written out word for word, you just read it. The only thing that is a little tricky is the march on the colors and the national anthem. I would gladly do that, because, you know, why not? I'm a veteran, I know how to do that, but I'll be honest, our honor guard, you don't need to give the command to march on the colors, they do it on their own. You just say, you know, please rise for the national anthem and presenting of the colors. And it's in the script. That's what, you know.
Right.
You know exactly what to say. And you'll hear them say forward march. They'll stand, they'll post. And then you tell the young lady, you tell her to come up, start singing. They'll lower the state flag, keep the American flag up. They'll end, the singing will end. They'll stay post, they'll do their own command. They'll post their own colors, they'll march off. And then you just call up the chaplain, or if you're the chaplain, or whoever's doing the prayer, ladies and gentlemen, please bow your heads, boom. And then that's it. And then you go, next thing is, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to welcome you to the ceremony. The ceremony will proceed as follows. And you just tell everybody that we're going to be reading the bios of this and fire. It's that easy.
I don't, you know, to the chairwoman's point, I have no problem taking the task on.
Yeah.
And you're here to, you know, help us, you know, get through it. I just want to make sure that I have the appropriate tools, you know, to get it done timely. So it's just all about getting the, you know, getting the program, you know, making sure that, you know, I have a, you know, chain of events, making sure that I have support from town staff, that, you know, fire and police will be there. You know, we have chairs, then we have to talk about, you know, the sponsorship, like you mentioned, you know, possibly Vicky Bakery will sponsor, but then you also have, you know, I think you mentioned in an email about having someone with coffee. So those kind of things.
The thing is, you're not doing this from scratch. This is an event that's been going on. We have a sequence of events.
Okay.
We have an.
Yeah, you're, so
We
you
have
essentially
approached
are
it.
guiding yourself off of that, it's just you guys are customizing
Which
it
is
to what
correct
you
to us.
want.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly right.
and I know you're new, so I'm happy to go through certain things, staff support is always there. In terms of setting up the event, this year should be easy because it is a weekday, we do have staff on hand, so we are, like, staff is the one that's gonna be putting out the chair for you, you guys don't have to do that.
Got it.
And that's really the bulk of it, the podium, for example, comes out, we'll have it ready for you. In terms of, again, we already talked about invites, it's my understanding that we already talked about how it's gonna go. The problem is that you guys haven't talked through it all, but we're here for guidance, we've done it. And the program, I wanna mention, if you go the way that they've done it, we do the programs in-house, so we just need to have it, if you can get me the text a week before, we're good, we'll print it in-house and that's it. But that's, again, just paper, which is normally what they've done. If you guys wanna elevate it, you can, but that's a discussion for you guys to decide on.
Yeah, I'll get you the bio and the sequence of events probably by the end of this week.
And the only reason I mentioned you guys should go through the program again is because if we're copying and pasting, what if you don't have certain things that you had last year? We just wanna make sure that it's obviously updated, so that would be a task on you guys. You guys just have to tell me what to add on to that program for you.
Have you got an old one to give them? It's the same.
Yes, I will be sharing the old sample with you guys.
I'm sorry, is this the event that one time they put, flags?
Yeah,
Correct,
we're not doing that anymore.
correct.
Oh,
It was too time consuming.
mhm.
And it took, that was a lot of it. That was the most work. That was 90% of this effort. 9/11. Because you had to put out 3,400 flags, you know,
Yeah,
for total deaths and veterans. And so we decided, you know, that was one, the flag started rotting after a few years, and two, we couldn't get all the kids to volunteer. And three, we couldn't have it on the day of the event.
Hmm.
We had to have it over a weekend because we had to have it set up on Friday and night and, you know, or Sunday, we had it on Sunday, so we set up on Saturday. All right, so going through,
We're still in public comments. Can I?
Yeah.
I think they've opened it up.
I just, I'm sure this would probably be the most unwelcome comment of the meeting, and I apologize for it, but I know we said we had a problem, it sounds like with audience turnout in the past. And I just, if we are doing this on a weekday, I feel out of respect, not only those who died, but the first responders that are gonna be there.
Yeah.
An audience is merited. The first responders, I'm sure themselves want nothing more than to have a breakfast and to just bond with one another, and that's a perfect setting for town hall afterwards, but we have a middle school right there with a huge field, and we have, you know, the K-8 right over
Yeah.
there. I'm sure it's been thought of, I'm sure it's been discussed, but those are powerful bios, and it's a powerful message to the event overall. I just wish that
You
there was a
know-
way to convey it to, you know, an audience that maybe hasn't had any familiarity with 9/11 the way, you know, we have, those in our cohort, but
That's a great idea, actually, what you're saying. Normally, we've had it on the weekends to try to get, you know, local participation, and we advertise it heavily. And I'll be honest, maybe we'll get 20 people. But, so we never did it on the weekday, we never did it during the school. It's not, 9/11 is not a day off, right? It's not. a federal
No.
it's
holiday.
a Thursday.
You know, maybe I'm trying to invite a class,
Well, we can.
teachers.
I just want to add to your logistical,
Yeah.
I know you guys already have a lot on your
I mean,
plates, but
going through the
it's
schools
such
is
a powerful
not.
day with a powerful message.
You know, If
going-
you were saying this in the Veterans Committee,
That's why I'm not.
if the Veterans Committee, if you said that during the Veterans Committee, the chair of the Veterans Committee says, you have the idea, you execute it.
No, I mean, in terms of schools, we can get the message across to the schools in terms of an invite. But again, if you're inviting the kids out.
Yeah.
There would have to be some type of activity that they take a part of, is what I'm thinking. So you, again, that's something for you guys. to
I mean,
consider.
I guess activities, I mean, it's 9/11. so-
No, kind of like, you know how for the veterans parade, we once had the kids that came from a school, but it was organized by the teacher and they did letters
That's a
for the
parade, it's
veterans.
for veterans.
No, but this was the ceremony part of it, it wasn't the parade.
Okay.
They had like the kids write out letters or something like that, so we got the school involved.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So I'm just saying, we have the contacts to go through like their liaisons on their end and get it to the school messaging if that's the case. But I think from staff and what we've seen with this event, as Bill mentioned, is that it just happens to be, it is a somber event, like it's not fun, it's not,
No.
like, that's not what it is, and I think because of the nature of the event, it does lend itself to like a smaller audience. for
But you know,
some
but I
reason.
mean, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to have just kids sit there and hear these biographies. And have the brochure. And maybe have the
I can break them
teacher,
out as
and have the teacher have them write letters to the family. Of the firefighters and police officers that died.
The way
in
they
9/11.
did the veteran safety.
Or write letters to the firefighters and police officers who are present.
If you by the MLM, I'm sure you could even do something to the effect of. If you were to do it over there, fine, if you wanted to invite a class or two here, this many steps with this many stairs. Up, down World Trade Center, but something like that, but there's a lot of time. I mean, I think this event is really for remembrance, and I don't think we need any help remembering that they sucked, it sucked
Yeah.
for all of us for a long time, but. It's an important day and a lot of important things happened and making that meaningful for this generation is.
So maybe we should just have. you
I wish you
know,
guys would have come to the 4 o'clock today.
We should
we had
have
to do-
education advisory board. Yeah, well, you know, Mario is, he's still chair, or he's resigned. Okay, who's the chair now?
So.
Yeah, he was going, huh?
Right away, so.
Yeah. Cause they do that letter. I mean, I remember I got a bunch of letters from kids during the Veterans Parade. It would be great if they do the letters for the police officers and firefighters. And it's like, you know, letters are any veteran, you know, and, any police officer, any firefighter, you know, or firefighter, police officer. Can we have them engaged in that?
Then they could be waiting for them.
And he's willing to help. What's your name? Frank. Frank?
Yes, sir.
Frank's willing to help.
I mean, on my end, again, we have a relationship with the liaison
I'm here.
on the Miami-Dade County Public Schools, so we can send it, like, hey, we're inviting the classrooms out if possible. Again, that's for them to
If
determine.
either invite them to the ceremony, if they can come.
Is there a
so that way
school
we can still
specific
get it-
that we're
get-
asking? And I only ask because there's a lot of schools.
Well, you know, ask Miami Lakes, MK, you know, K through 8, ask Our Lady of the Lakes.
That's your church and your singer right there too.
And that's pretty good, right? The journalism school.
Yeah, thing is that you can't, how are you gonna fit all those kids here?
Yeah,
Well,
that-
you
then
just-
you are
Well, that's the
over-
thing, you
over
don't
that.
invite everybody, right? What you wanna do is,
better class.
one, invite classroom, maybe invite fifth graders.
Right.
That's why I'll say, nothing younger than fifth, grade, fourth and fifth
Right.
grade.
Attention span.
Yeah, for the attention span. Invite 1 4th and 5th grade class from, MLK, Our Lady of Lakes. And then the other ones can write letters, like the third graders, and you know what I'm saying? To the police officers and the fire department. What do you think?
Before we move on from that, I also want to mention, on staff end, we have it hasn't been used with you guys because you guys don't normally put on events, but, we have like this event quest form that goes through everything you could possibly need for the event in terms of like town resources or staff or volunteers or anything. That kind of, so I'll send it to you guys. I highly suggest you go through it thoroughly because there's things that you may not even be thinking of that you may end up needing for the event. And in the event, you're really just checking off, like, okay, yes, I need you to get us this, I need you to get us this, and I think it's a good tool in
It is a
getting
good tool.
organized. So I will share with
Tells
you
you if you need
guys.
chairs, if you need tents.
The layout, like
Exactly.
cooler ice, podium, things that you may not be thinking of that
PA
once you
systems
see
and
it,
stuff
you
like
realize, oh yeah, we need. And we will provide it for you guys.
Good news is you won't need first responders. They're there.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that, again, the logistics, I'm not too familiar with, the Veterans Memorial, but. I mean, if you invited a class, an average class size 30 kids.
Yeah.
So if you get 30, and 30, you do Bob Graham, Miami Lakes K through 8, Our Lady of the Lakes.
Yeah.
That's 90 kids.
Yeah, just set up 9 chairs.
Yeah, but that's 90 chairs on top of police and fire.
Which will probably be maybe
100.
40 chairs more, so 130 chairs.
Yeah, that for you guys would be filling out into the street,
Yeah, we'll fill out to the street, we'll
But
block the
we
street.
need permission from the grounds. So
What?
that's not approved yet, we need permission from the grounds, because we weren't asking them, we weren't requesting a hold harmless, I guess just. FYI for you guys, we request hold harmless when we're using like their. Areas or impacting their areas, and they're usually, obviously, they help us out a lot. But with this event, that was not like that, nothing was.
Yeah, and the problem we're gonna have there is, it's gonna be early morning, there's gonna be people trying to go to work.
Oh, we'll give them a heads up anyways, and we talked about this, like Jonathan and I did. It should be fine, only because they still have access up here
Okay,
and here, you know what I mean, we're not closing all of it.
Grass field right there next to Chelsea too.
There is that.
it's not this is not my part. I'm just here to support. You're supporting.
Again, these are all ideas, at the end of the day, you guys just have to. put it
Yeah, I
together
mean,
to
I
what
would
you want
say
to look
for
like.
sure, what I would recommend you guys do is you decide whether you want to invite school kids. You decide whether you want to ask the school kids to write letters to the fire department and police department, someone make a motion. I think the writing letters would be nice, because you hand that to them,
I
No,
would
yeah.
stick with the writing letters
yeah.
and not try to figure out how you can get kids from school to here. And don't bite off more than we can chew. This is our first time doing this. And if we're gonna have. I don't like the word control. But if we're doing this. I'm totally in the dark here because I don't know anything about all that background stuff. I would attend, but all that went into it. Now I'm involved with doing that and you guys bringing things up that I didn't realize all that had to be done. So since this would be our,
What do you think, who puts this on our
First
magical
time.
event fairs?
it's but I wasn't there. So now I am and I'm not. So my point is, before we bite off more than we can chew, then I'd say, let's keep it simple and let the kids write a letter. And go from there, rather than inviting them, figure out how they're gonna get there, where they're gonna get there, where they're all gonna park, all that business. Let's keep it simple.
I think that's a better idea.
Well, if it's the Wednesday,
You know, it's our
if the
virgin
Wednesday, so
time.
you said staff is gonna be here,
Yes.
right? So, hey, there's our part of our audience.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're
Some
all
of them
parking
are-
in the parking
Besides the
lot.
police
And
department,
what are you
exactly.
gonna do with all these kids in front of it?
Exactly.
I agree,
So-
Nancy.
Anyway, so is that a motion you're putting out there, Nancy, to just write letters? Is that what you're,
I'm sorry?
are you making a motion to just have the kids write letters?
Yeah, I would agree with it, Cause also then if they want buses, then that's another
This is our
thing.
first time doing this, I said keep it simple. for
Keep the
yourselves.
the kiss principle.
Exactly,
Yeah.
so,
Me
you know,
too,
let them all write letters and go from there, and next year we can.
I'll make a motion and second it and then approve that.
Okay, I make a motion to just have, request or work through liaisons to get. Okay, before I make a motion, what classes or what are we setting this to? Every class, or is it a specific class? How do you normally do this, like for the
That
veterans?
is a
committee?
local school.
So it
What
was
is the
just.
what is the purpose of the letter that they're writing?
Thanking
They're
a firefighter and police officer for their service.
For their service, okay.
I actually probably would maybe phrase it a little different. I think it should be probably addressed to someone that has lost a loved one at 9/11.
Then if you're gonna be going that direction with
Too narrow.
someone passing away.
What if no one?
If you're gonna go that direction, then I would say junior high and above. Leave the elementary kids to the happy,
Yeah.
happy, thank you for your service.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know that I'm kind of isolating it there, but I kind of feel like,
Whichever you're gonna do.
I don't know, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but if I lost somebody that day, it would be good to know that, someone, my loved one didn't die in vain. They're still remembering that person. It's been, a long time and they're still being remembered. Just throwing it out there.
About a
This is not a
letter,
motion.
about a letter of, appreciation. That's a little bit more.
I mean, to me, it's. You kind of, one, you have to figure out how you're gonna get those letters delivered.
Mhm.
How you gonna find the
And find
address?
these people.
How you gonna find the next of kin? There's a lot involved in trying to determine that. And really, I think what we can do easily to keep it simple, the Nancy keep it simple principle is we can just have, the kids and they make letters, they draw cartoons of, police officer and fire. And I tell you, the police officers and fire department folks really appreciate it.
I'd say letters of appreciation.
Thank you for keeping us
It's a-
safe.
It's an upbeat thing. Otherwise, if you started with that other stuff, then let's have it at the cemetery. There, I said it.
Well, the other problem is, like I said, is you can't finding the addresses of next of kin is nearly impossible.
You're dealing with school children. You're not dealing with adults.
So
So,
if that's the case, we can just hand the letters to Amador. And Chief Chambers, and they can help us distribute.
Right.
So they're getting to.
And of course, the kids, the first responders who show up to the event as well, they'll get them.
I mean, that's what they were, right, the letters, get them often in a letter.
All right, so the motion is to reach out to Miami-Dade County Public School liaisons and have letters of appreciation to police and fire for all grades to our local schools, which include Miami Lakes Elementary, Bob Graham Educational Center, Miami Lakes Middle, and Goldman, I believe, and
You guys want all schools in those?
I would say anything Miami Lakes, local schools.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's it. Fine. I don't know any of the schools specifically. So
I'm
that's my
saying
motion.
invite anybody, and this way, if they choose to say no, they've been invited. Leave anybody out, it's gonna be, well, gee, we didn't know anything about it, why didn't you tell us?
Well, that's a different
So-
motion, no?
Yeah, if you wanna discern between age groups, that I've got no problem with, but,
Well, in this case, I'm just saying letters of appreciation to all grades, to local schools.
I agree.
That's it.
From
Exactly.
all grades and all the local schools?
I would say this is just some sort of a bulletin that gets sent to them, and then it's up to the administrators of those schools.
Or the teachers that want.
Yeah, if they want to do it.
So we invite you to,
No, and that's not inviting. That's
no,
just
like, we're inviting the teachers to, in their classroom. Have an activity where they have the
Oh.
kids write, an
Yes.
assignment,
Appreciate it.
have the kids write a thank you letter to police, to our local police. and
Like,
fire.
excellent. All right.
And whoever wants to participate to send us those letters by a set date, so we print it.
And then when we speak to the Miami Laker, we'll say something that it's a collaborative event that we host with both the Public Safety Committee and the Veterans Committee. Since, Bill's helping us this year with this endeavor. So that's my motion.
Second.
Exactly, okay,
Oh.
it's okay.
Okay.
In favor?
Okay, so that takes care of the letters.
Mhm.
That was a
Then,
great idea, Frank.
thank you. Once in a while.
Yeah, don't get used.
No, we'll hold it to it. Okay.
Clock is right up to date.
So what I have here is just to read out the assignments is I have, Isle contacting the Miami Laker. Which, in that point, if I can be copied on that, that would be great, and that way I can fulfill with, what the article should say. I have, Bill is gonna be sending me the script. And he's also gonna let me know if there's somebody from the American Legions that can do the prayer.
Yeah.
And then
I'll count on not happening, because it's a work.
that's fine. I can handle it, or I can reach out to somebody else in the community. I'm sure multiple people will be willing to do this. And then also I will be getting the program that was done in the prior year, because we need to go through that. So I'm gonna make, well, I don't think I need to make a motion, but it will be a new business agenda item next meeting to discuss the program. So we can
Okay,
vote on
and
it.
just to add things that I'm doing as well, is I'm gonna draft the letter of invite, to
Okay.
favors and the major.
Mhm.
And I was gonna reach out to the national anthem singer
Mhm.
and reach out to Officer Amador for the honor guard.
Okay, now, just to make sure, are you gonna reach out to Vicky Bakery for the donation? Or is that something you want me to do?
Yeah, you do that.
All right, I'll reach out.
And so far from the budgetary look, we have to have $100 for the singer, but as we go through. Now, we talked about Vicky Bakery. They may not donate it. How much do you think it costs to get coffee and pastelitos?
Well, that's what I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna try to get them to donate that. And then we'll figure out some way how we can, pay them respect, whether it's in the agenda, we mention them as a thank you. I'm assuming maybe the Miami Lakers will get featured as well for,
So we can count on the Miami Laker to, I guess, do covering of our sponsors for us. We need to do it from the town. I'm happy to put a sponsorship package together so that we are all on the same page of what we are offering these sponsors.
Okay.
But that's if it's monetary. If it's like an in-kind donation.
it's gonna be
you're looking for an
coffee and
in-kind
pastelitos,
donation.
that's really what I'm looking for. I mean, and in that case, I mean, look,
But for you.
No, I mean,
for-
normally
for-
when it's something that's
for
involved, we
token
put it in the
appreciation-
program.
Yeah, and we can put them in there that, pastelito and coffee donated by Vicky Bakery.
Yeah, we put it in the
Yeah.
program and it's mentioned at the event. That's really,
And I can send you a draft, we sent out letters for certificate of appreciation. And
Oh,
I'll
that's
send you
sweet. Okay.
one, I'll send you one that we sent out, and I'll even change it to put, well, you can change it, it's
Yeah.
actually, just rewrite it.
okay.
Bill, is this the event where you said you were gonna give us the check or something that somebody had donated or whatever, when you asked us to take over?
There's no money.
That's what somebody had mentioned.
Well, he mentioned a joke last time that he was gonna give us the budget.
There's
I
an entire
see.
budget,
So that's
the
on him.
entire budget and $1 in my pocket. That was
Maybe we should have him write the check.
Gee, funny how I didn't hear it that way.
I'm gonna transfer my entire line item budget and $1 in my
Yeah.
pocket.
It's cutting
And
pay.
that will give you $1.
Zero.
Okay, and so going right through the sequence of events, we have the bios being read, and then after that, we have the bell ringing ceremony. And the bell ringing ceremony is the fire department, whenever they lose, it's the end of the watch, and, they ring the bell 4 times. The bell we get that from Mr. Peterman, because he was a fire chief. And I'll be there to help whoever is the volunteer, the fire department person who's gonna ring the bell, because believe it or not, they don't do this all the time. It's actually a ceremony that was in New York, New England and stuff like that, that is part of the, ceremonies that they do now for firefighters. So the end of the watch ceremony. And the question becomes, during the end of the watch ceremony, while they're ringing the bell, you can have a wreath being placed in front of the, that memorial we have right there, Veterans Memorial. It's just another cost, or do you think the Hialeah, what was it, Hialeah Women's Garden, Women's Club could donate it? Last time they tried to do that and it didn't show up, it got lost. But maybe since it's gonna be a town hall, it won't get lost this time.
I can tell you that Jonathan, along one of the veteran committee members, I know they worked on getting a quote for one of the wreaths, and it was 180. So that's a cost again to be determined by you guys. If you want to source it as a donation, possibly from the women's club, then one of you needs to reach out to see if they want to do that. Again, up to you guys.
I mean, to me, I'm, at this point, I'm overwhelmed with how much has to be
Yeah.
done. I'm gonna pass on anything additional. That's just me.
All right, and then after the bell ceremony, basically the event ends and you just have hot plates and coffee.
You.
Alright.
Okay,
Sounds like, for the first time,
Yeah.
you know, like Nancy said, it's not take too much. It's not
Right.
biting, yeah.
yeah, let's reconvene next meeting as old business to discuss this. We'll discuss the program and discuss, all the information that we went through. I'm sure Al and I will have some communication in the coming weeks, and Bill and I
Yeah,
as
so
well.
the only funds you have to raise as of right now is $100 for the national anthem.
Right.
So that's
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and we can always, spot that.
So are you guys, do you guys mind making a motion so that when I reach out to the national anthem singer, I can offer that? I know what
Yes.
I'm working with.
Yes, I'll make a motion that we can sponsor the $100 too.
Can we,
Sponsor
can we up that?
$100.
Can we do 200?
Who's taking the minutes here?
No,
I am.
keep it at
I am.
100. And I'll tell you why you want to keep it at 100, because if you put it at 200, then she's gonna raise the price on every committee.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
excellent. So $100 to the national anthem.
Second.
And she's only singing for 5 minutes. That's pretty good work. If you can,
Yeah.
imagine making, not even 5, it's a 2-minute song. 2 minutes, $100.
That's
Depends
excellent.
on how slow she sings.
Okay, everybody make a motion?
Second one, I think.
Yeah, it was seconded.
He seconded.
All in favor, pass, yes.
Okay, so in this point, can, I guess
No, at this point, where are you?
through the chair, can we move on from this point?
Yeah, you took care of this business.
Yeah,
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
thank you, sir. We'll be keeping in touch.
Yes.
Where's your number? Because you were supposed to call me last week.
Yeah. I'm not doing anything, right?
He doesn't even
I'm
answer. the
busy
phone.
saving the world.
Okay,
I don't know what I used to
where are we in this? We don't have anybody here, all business. 9/11 event, police and fire appreciation. Oh, all right, we are on 7D.
The last thing I wanted to mention before you guys move on from this, again. I know there's mixed feelings on what the attendance should be like for this event, but if there's anybody that you guys want us to invite, like from the town's perspective in terms of like. I don't know, local elected officials outside of town council, we're more than happy to do it for you guys. You just have to let us know
Yeah.
who.
Yeah, I think, that's a
If you
good
guys
point.
have ideas on that, just let us know.
Yeah, I think at this point, we've already spent an hour on this topic,
Yeah.
so I kind of want.
I mean, whoever wants to email me, let me
Yeah,
know who it is, that's.
I
that's as
definitely
easy
do
as that.
think, we should have Renee Garcia, you have, our state representative also should be invited as well. Yeah, Tom, so there's a few folks that definitely need to be included that represent the town of Miami Lakes that should be invited.
Again, I just ask you guys in an email to let me know who it is, so that we don't.
Yeah,
miss
I mean,
your
For sure, I'm gonna be,
expectations, that's all.
I'm for sure gonna be emailing you.
Okay.
And like, for example, I do think, even though it's public, we talk about fire and police, I do think the American Legion needs to be invited as well. Because.
We'll be there.
Yeah, they're a direct result of 9/11.
Here's my thought. Rather than be so formal and ask our opinion, we're new at this. I think I'm going to leave it up to you and I'll. That if there's someone you think of, even if you'll call me one day and says, hey, don't forget so and so. I've invited so and so. The more the merrier. They come here, that's fine. We're not asking them to move in. Just, it's more respectful to not forget someone.
Got it.
So if you think of somebody, you don't have to keep checking and just make a list and then at some point. I've invited this one, and this one, so that 9 people aren't inviting.
Right.
That person, so you're not stepping over each other's feet, but by the same token. I come from a big Italian family, when you leave one person out, it's a big feud, so let's don't. Cause any problems, I've got no objection to whoever comes to the
Beautiful.
thing.
Through the chair, before we move on from public comment, Frank, do you have any other?
Frank, I'm sorry, let me have your last name, please.
Yeah.
Pellegrino,
Pellegrino, like the.
I wish.
Wow.
It's Pellegrino.
Do you know a John Pellegrino?
No.
He's a relative.
Who's asking?
I'm married, he's a family.
No, John.
Frank,
What's that? Whenever there's a seat open, just, whenever.
There's not.
Yes, I don't know.
Well, I just took the last seat, but you know, that's actually an interesting question. So if there's an appointment from Carlos Alvarez, which is no longer a council,
Mhm.
is that appointment now open to be?
No, it really just gets transferred over to the council member that took over that seat.
Okay. But that person can appoint someone new, they like.
Yeah, but don't we have an opening?
Really, any council member can appoint and remove any appointment at any time. It's really up to the discretion.
But don't we have, we have oh, that's right.
He was the open.
That's right.
Bill, as a people.
He was the
Okay, she's, all right,
Safe.
all right, you're waking up.
Hey, Nancy.
Thank you, be safe. And your first name is Frank, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Heard correctly. Are you here to speak about something else, or you just want to stay and learn, and that's fine?
Listening and learning.
Okay, okay,
Feel free to sit at the table.
Thank you.
yeah,
In case I gotta speak, I'll see you.
all right.
Appreciate it.
So that was the 9/11. That was 7A, 7B. We got a quote today. That's your baby,
Can I have the
right?
floor now?
I'm sorry.
I guess I can take the floor now for this.
Yes, please. This is 7B regarding the quote.
Okay.
And we only have one, right? Do we really need two? Because
Well, I got,
I'm getting to the point where we need to get this going.
okay, so here is where we're at, committee members. What I have done is I have gone to 3 individual restaurants or caterers, okay, or quotes. First person is Chef Veronica. She's actually an active member of the Miami Lakes Chamber of Commerce. She's also a registered vendor of the town of Miami Lakes. I'm not sure if you have a copy, but here it is. Now, that is, this is Chef Veronica. If you notice, she is at $11 per person, then ends up being $1,111. Okay, she gives us an option, these 4 options of us to choose from, okay? And this includes delivery. Now, I went to somebody else that's also very heavily involved in town. This is Mi Vetrola, okay, which, as you know him, he has 3 restaurants in the town of Miami Lakes, Dr. Ramon, the steakhouse, I forget the name, and Mi Vetrola, okay? He was very generous. He gave us a $400 discount, and he came in at $1,100, okay? Now, this also includes, delivery as well.
I'm
Now,
sorry, how many, meals?
okay, so just so everyone knows, I went through the meeting, recordings. And what I got was 55 for the police department delivery at noon. We have 23 at the fire department station, 64, and we got 23 for station 1. I guess she had a typo here, station 1. Where is it? Oh, I guess she didn't include it. Okay, so we have 23 for station 1, 23 for station 64, and we got 55 for PD. Okay, that's Mi Vetrola. Now, at the request of our liaison, Officer Amador, I did speak to our friends over at Casavana, which is also a very active local business helping the town of Miami Lakes. They've agreed, again, this is via telephone. I did not get a quote for this one, but they've agreed to only charge us 80 meals as opposed to 100. So they discounted it, but with that discount, they're still for vaca frita, which is a little more expensive than chicken. They came in at $13.68. Okay, now if you throw in, that's the option of, now, by the way, all these quotes are similar. They have vaca frita, moro, which is that brown rice, and plátano maduro, banana stuff, and now, they are throwing in some freebies in here, Casavana. They're throwing in salad and plantains. But they're at $13.68 for the vaca frita, and they're at $12.06 for the chicken. Now, those prices, I will, make the committee aware, do not include delivery. Okay, So they want us to vote. If we do pick them, then they'll get us delivery. But nonetheless, those are the three quotes for the 9/13 event. Okay, 9/13 event, delivery at noon. This will be I guess, I guess the setup of the big aluminum container with the little heaters on it, and people kind of just serve themselves buffet style.
On all three?
That is, well, the last one, Casavana, which came higher than these other businesses, does not include delivery. Okay, so you're looking at 1368 for Vaca Frita with Casavana, or 1206 for
And that's not
chicken.
including the delivery if we were to go with them.
That is correct. That is correct. And now keep in mind, those of us that do order from Casavana, they no longer do delivery. That's, through Toast.
Right.
So, I mean, the concern is, I would hope that whoever does the delivery, which again, they do a lot of events, and this was, thanks to our good friend from the Elderly and Veterans Affairs Committee, Pedro Fiallo, did help me with this. They would have to, I guess, assign somebody that does this. So, this agenda item, my presentation for this agenda item is done. So now we can open it up for discussion and kind of feel, if there are any questions or concerns related to this. And we do have quorum, so we are voting on this today. I would hope. Because, this has been
Yeah.
lagging for a little too long.
All right, you said none of them do delivery.
No,
None of them including.
no,
delivery.
Casavana is the only one that does not do delivery. The quotes in front of you include delivery. Okay, so you're looking at 1111 for Chef Veronica. You're looking at 1100, I believe, for Mi Vedrola. And they both include delivery.
They include.
Yes.
At one point, if anybody remembers, I couldn't find it with my notes. Never got the time like I wanted to. I got as close to saying we were gonna do a total of 100 meals. Let's see, correct me if I'm wrong, this is why I didn't put it in everything legitimately. Station 64 was 24 meals. Station 1 was 21 meals, and the police meet said 55, and I believe that came to 100.
So you're saying station 64 is 24? And station, the numbers are pretty much, they're very
Pretty much the
consistent.
same.
They're pretty much
I
the
would leave
same.
them at
Yeah.
this is.
60, station 64 was 24. The police was 55.
Right.
And station 1 was 21.
Correct.
Which
Now, the one thing to consider is
these
that,
other two are
So,
100.
so, question, so these here, I'm looking at,
Yeah.
Veronica. The Cuban food, okay, any of these, or that's not all of this, right?
no, that is,
So
we pick
we'd
one,
have to pick.
pick a line
one.
item, right?
Okay, got it.
Yeah, which the nice thing about these folks is that both of these vendors are giving us a choice for the same price. Okay, now, obviously, they have, you give them the tax exempt ID, they don't purchase tax,
Yeah,
right?
I deal with them directly when it comes to payment.
Beautiful.
And they know what we need because we use them often.
Right. Yeah, according to, really Pedro Friallo, which has used both of these vendors, recommends both of them, and, he was, it seemed to be a little more, I actually attended events with Mi Vitrola before, me personally, because I'm part of the Business Network International, BNI. We're about 50 strong from the town of Miami Lakes that meet every Friday. And we have done events at Mi Vitrola, and he does good food. So,
I would urge you guys to make a decision today, so we move on from this item.
I'm gonna motion for. Me, all that.
I second.
Okay, and then any discussion, vote, or anybody
Probably
want
better you
somebody
second,
else?
I brought the quotes, so yeah, leave them as a second.
So.
Okay.
Motion, you.
Okay, so we're good with Rufino, I'll let him know the good news.
Well, can you guys take a proper vote, please?
Oh, I'm sorry,
No, I just want to make sure for.
totally new to the game.
All right, so all three of you voted for.
They haven't, no, we
No,
are,
no, but what your opinions are.
yeah, I guess this is the
The
discussion.
three of them agreed on the one place.
I don't know.
Correct.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so, all right, we need by vote or,
Well, we need a vote. We need a
Proper
proper vote.
okay. We're gonna do this the long way. Anybody's voting? for
No, no,
Chaparral?
there's a motion on the table.
So good, we don't have to do
I
that.
motion to use Cafe Mi Vitrola.
That was the motion.
Yeah.
That's the cheapest one, right?
And he seconded.
Yes, sir.
Seconded,
And now is there a vote?
I vote. For Chef, for me control. Me control, right?
So all in favor, just say aye, guys.
Yeah.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, we're moving on to the next agenda item. Okay.
I, hold on, whoa, my,
I will ask you,
Go ahead. Sorry, I'm.
no, I will ask you, I know he's a little better, like maybe a phone call person
Yes.
versus email, because when it's email, I have a hard time getting him, just so you know, so I can start processing payments, I literally just need this, but it for it to say invoice.
Invoice. Now, does he send the invoice after before the event? Because now we're
We
so
could
far.
do it before the event, and they
Okay.
will process it all as soon as like 3 weeks before the event, we can process.
I will speak to him via text and then get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. take whatever you need.
all right. wait.
Okay.
Oh, I haven't-
Somehow I missed
I'll
the
leave it.
discussion part, so I'm gonna bring up something that I don't see on here. That we did talk about doing, and if we're gonna leave it out, that's fine by me, I don't care. But I don't see, all I see on here is the choice of this food.
Good point.
And I don't see dessert or any of that stuff, and if we have to add. Cause I'm bringing it up, meaning, let's vote on it now. Water, are we gonna deliver water, or are we just gonna do meals and none of them deliver? Is that what you said, they don't
No.
deliver?
No, ma'am. The two papers you have in front of you include delivery. Savannah does not deliver.
All right,
which was
well, let's
to
just
be a
talk
phone
about
call.
me before. So this includes
Delivery.
delivery. All right, now, what did we decide we wanted to, we had 55 meals for police, 23 for Station 64, and 23 for Station 1. Are we sticking with those numbers?
Fine.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
We're sticking with those numbers,
Mhm.
so, they're all going to be delivered at at the same time. So we talked about the morning shift and all that other stuff.
Fire already, sorry, if I may, Fire already gave you guys a time, right? I sent it to all of you. They gave a time
Yeah.
as to when they want to deliver,
Mhm.
so we
Correct.
will just follow what they were.
And what was that time? Because I want it all on one order. Does anybody remember?
12.
So
12.
everybody's getting food at noon.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, anybody who gets it at noon and they don't come in until whenever, it's gonna. sit
They've
there.
already had that discussion.
It's gonna hold for them. All right, so that's what I remembered. That's what I just want to put on here is confirmed. Okay. So we're all at noon. We got 100 meals. And back to the dessert or whatever, we're not going to include any of that.
No,
We're gonna
Well-
keep it simple or what?
I wouldn't, if they want water, they didn't get their own water.
Yeah, the water the drinks for sure, no. But the dessert, that was not part of what we discussed. I mean, if that's something you want to include, then I can go back. Like, for example, Chef Veronica, if you notice,
Sorry, I had to add on.
right. So the price will change a little bit. You know, if you want to include, I don't know, chocolate chip cookies, we can.
You guys, if you wanna move this along, my suggestion would be that you guys make a motion. Agreeing to up to X amount of dollars, and you're giving him the discretion to just choose an individual, or a big dessert for that set of
You know
amounts.
what?
And just
Let's
give him
just
money
do
to
dessert.
work with.
Let's just stick with this and keep it simple.
No, I'll the dessert is fine, because what we'll do is we'll introduce it as old business next meeting. And then we have enough time.
Right, so
That's it.
I'm gonna make a motion.
Sorry, just before you guys can, again, you can just give him a max to work with, and just so we finalize the payment, and then he just
He's
gives
on.
you a final idea.
Mhm.
I mean, if you just add a chocolate chip cookie, and we charge $1 for it. You're talking about an extra $100. I'm only throwing that out there.
Let's do-
$2-3. $3.
All right, so I'm gonna motion a certain amount up to $300 for dessert for the 9/13 event.
Excellent, excellent.
I'm sorry, up to how many? 300?
$300.
$300, yeah.
$300. Yes.
Okay, perfect. And I'll go ahead and pick a dessert, something that goes in the meal. Okay,
Even if it's,
Excellent.
or something like that, that they.
Excellent. Okay, excellent. Okay, so that's the case.
And you said none of them deliver.
No, the.
Yes,
Only
these
one we
delivered,
have to-
these, both of these
That-
delivered.
that-
Both of these delivered.
fine,
Yes.
Yeah.
Both of these delivered.
Still plenty.
And even just to confirm him again, I'm sending him a text, just to confirm again, because I know that we talked about it, but I just want to make, I want to be fully transparent. Okay, excellent.
Somebody has to sign and accept this quotation?
No.
Okay, don't want to leave that out.
Yeah, what ends up happening from this point forward?
You just send us an
We
invoice.
got, we'll get the invoice. We got a max of $300, and now we can move on to the next item. If,
I don't realize anybody to finish that deal.
perfect. Okay, through the chair, we can move on to the points order. Okay, perfect. So, some backstory. Again, I'm a new committee member, so this was something that was going on since last October, November. We're talking about coins, okay? Now, I was able to get approval through fire and through police on the coins. Now, unfortunately, I didn't have much to go off of, so I had to create this from scratch. There was a lot of back and forth, but I'm extremely happy myself with the way this came out, okay? If you turn to page 3, this is what the proof looks like, okay? Now, there's one concern with the major. The major says, okay, here's
Which major?
the major of police. Okay? He says, we have an election coming up here. Right? So I said to him, I said, hey, listen, that's no problem. Worst case scenario, we can just order less. He says, you know what, that's totally fine. And I spoke to him in person, to the major. So what I did is to have options with this committee, I've got a quote from this vendor for 2 quantities, for 100 and for 50. Okay, now, if you notice here, some of the things that I felt were important to the committee was to have our name on these coins. Okay, as you can see, the bottom of the coin says Public Safety Committee. Okay, and I think we deserve the recognition. You're paying for them. Town of Miami Lakes on the top. We have the approved Miami-Dade County Police Shield with the flag in the background, and then we have the fire department on the other side of the coin. Right, now, to go ahead. Okay, I just got confirmation from Viva Trolla, he's not charging for delivery, okay, so that he doesn't include delivery, I just reconfirmed it, okay? But he is throwing in the delivery. All right, all right, now, let's talk about prices. The prices of the coins for 50 quantity, we're not going to page 1 of this quotation, of this email chain. Hopefully, I didn't say anything bad on here, you guys can hold against me on the record. The 50 quantity is $649. And if we're gonna go ahead and do 100 quantity, it's $840, okay? Right, so now, again, my hunch, and again, maybe someone on this committee knows more than I do. I don't know if the logo is gonna change from one day to the next as soon as the sheriff gets sworn in. I know that there's some discussions, there was a presentation at the chamber where there is already a task force involved in the changing of the guard. But I mean, when I look at this quote and I say, holy smokes, it's $649 for 50 quantity, and I only spent $200 more to have 100. I don't
I'd
know,
say get 100.
get the 100, $200. That's just my personal opinion.
To the
For
chair,
the
if
most part. Go ahead.
If I may, I just wanna, mention something because we are talking about a big cost. You guys have budget funding for it and you've been approved for that budget funding, but I think we should revisit when and why these coins are given out. I can tell you that in the last 3 years I've been here, I have not seen much use of them. And I do want to take this opportunity to remind you that at the end of the day, these are taxpayer dollars. If we are using them, there should be a good purpose for them. So I would urge you guys to maybe talk about this. We do have a new member, and I think it's important that we're all on the same page as to what these are used for and if they are used.
So how soon, if we were to vote on this, how soon will we be able to get these coins? That we make that 9/13 deadline?
I don't see why not. I mean,
There's a start, Kyle. Again,
You're saying,
it's-
no, I'm listening,
it's
so
fire
you're saying for the
appreciation.
appreciation.
So right off the bat, half of those coins would probably be given to the people that attend, as far as
Can I-
fire and
can I
police.
Speak here, since Omar and I believe, were the only two who were on the committee at the time when we got these coins. If I remember correctly, Isle, do you have it in the records that we ordered 100 of them last time?
I have to go back and look, because it's been quite a few years, so.
We
I-
did.
Exactly.
I was here already. We did.
I'm sorry,
We did.
that's what
We
I
did.
remember, 100.
Yeah,
All right,
we did.
now, of those 100, we gave out, because they were separate, one was police and one was fire, just like what we've got, and I believe,
For the.
everybody got 10 of each, right?
Mhm.
Right, so that was like 70 coins. So of the 10 that you got, did you get them all out
I
already?
did. I actually did.
Okay. Because one set, I'll put it that way, one set was just kept and never ever handed out to anybody. So if we're going to order these coins, I know I've given mine out mostly to kids. That's why I go to these kids events, the town has or whatever. We gave one out one time to a kid that saw I believe it was a sex offense. You know,
I don't have any
about that.
information.
Yeah, they arrested somebody. He observed something, he spoke up, and the kid got arrested. The
Oh,
guy
yeah,
got
at the
arrested.
park, right? Mhm.
But again, just,
So I know they were handed out by most members.
we would basically, again, based on if we meet the deadline, which hopefully we would. If you think about it, that same day, you could tie that in with this, and you're basically almost giving them all away
Correct.
With this what?
with the event, and
You-
9/13.
Oh, that event.
Yeah,
Right.
I
It's
do.
police and fire.
I think that's a phenomenal idea. And to your point, I mean, I know these are taxpayer dollars, but I mean, I think that's a very good use, and the last coins lasted 3 years.
Well, no, I just wanna highlight the fact that I don't think we don't have like if somebody were to ask me right now, what is the purpose of the coins? I can't give them one, cause in the last 3 years that I've been with you guys, there hasn't been a defined. This is, when this happens, this is why we give them out. So I just wanna make sure that we're on the same
We
page, because
never-
my vague understanding was that it was when somebody does something good or acknowledged. But now we're saying, oh, we're just gonna give them to police and fire. So I just wanna make sure there's like an outline of. We're all on the same page and we know why we're giving them out, right? And what the purpose of us using, or you guys using them.
That's
I don't believe we put that title on them, because at the time, that's when, things were kind of done in such a way where, there were collectors. So, you know, if we knew there were collectors, we would give them out, or if someone did do a good deed like that arrest, we gave them out for that, but everybody got, I think, 10 of each. And it was up to you to acknowledge people as a fireman, you know, you would possibly run into more people and gave yours all out or
Well, a
whatever.
lot of times
Keep
you
them to
exchange coins,
yourself.
you collect coins, yes, I do, and then, you
That,
have- yeah,
that was what the mentality was back then. People were just collecting them. Whereas we included as public safety for good deeds and whatever. All the more reason why I think 10 apiece is not unreasonable, 10 of each.
Right.
And that's 7 people on this committee, 10 apiece. It's
And there's some of us that are more active than others, so the ones that are more active than others will get more, that are attending more events, thank you. You know,
Yeah,
it makes
because
more sense.
I go to
Yeah.
different,
so can we vote on this?
county events. So based on all of that, and what did we order last time? I think we said 100.
yeah,
Yeah. So how does anybody, and what is the cost of,
841.
this is the one that,
He put a quote for
the
you guys
the
there.
way I understood it, was the one that we picked.
I like this one. Remember, we agreed that we wanted to go with that, just that one style, because before we had
We
one for
didn't.
fire and we had one for. police.
Right, and it became.
But I like this. I like this.
Yeah.
yeah, there was a lot of back and forth with him, he did a phenomenal
But
job.
this is basically what we talked about.
Yes,
Exactly what we both,
yes,
Thought would-
yeah, I was here
would
that
make the
meeting when we
changes.
discussed.
yeah.
The biggest problem was that I had nothing to go off of. That's what took so much.
Well, seeing what you did here, you went over and above and beyond because I was talking about the gold rim.
Yeah.
That costs more money for that ridged edge.
Yeah.
And it looks much nicer. And I didn't know that we could go for that. And what was the cost on this? Did they tell you?
Yeah, so the cost is for 50 quantity is $649 and
The last page.
It's on there.
and for the 100 quantity is $841. So we're looking at a difference of $200 approximately to go for 100.
Yeah, and we're already 7 people. So if each one gets 10,
Well, we're gonna give 50 out, which, you know what, now that I think about it, though, we're probably gonna give out more that day. Because if you have attendees of 50, well, yeah, 50 people of attendees of police and fire, yeah, 50 are gonna go out that day. We're gonna
wait,
give
which day?
9/11. The 9/11 event, Darwin's idea, which I think is a phenomenal one,
With
is
these?
you would give the coins out to everybody that attends that event, that police and fire.
Yeah,
So, Carlos, quick question.
Yes.
The only thing, and I don't know if that's just, it's off though, was there a reason why
what do you mean it's off?
with the badge?
Well, keep in mind,
This
this,
is the whole sheriff's thing?
keep in mind, this came directly from our major, well, it came through our major.
Okay,
All right, so this came directly through our majors.
So he knows.
So they gave me, yeah, they gave me a patch and they gave me a badge.
Got it.
And then I said, no, let's use the badge. And then through fire, we
Right.
had some stuff going on with the, you know, with
I work for the fire department. so-
Oh, okay,
You're
perfect.
talking about the police
And
one?
no,
That's the
anyways, I
badge
know one of them
finders.
said, like, show us the final design anyway, then we'll give you like a final approval anyway. So this is just a general idea. If you guys are okay with this, then you can move forward with it.
It has to go through that.
Well, anyway.
Regardless, I
have to
gotta, I gotta send it to the guys. I gotta send it to the major and I
Ah,
gotta.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, got it, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
They would, yeah, then they would know better than Mark. He's the written chief, yeah.
That's right, sorry, okay, so he's a chief, okay.
But no, this is us.
Yeah, that's, he sent me something else and I was like, no, it's already done, because he told me I approve, and this is what's on your email, and this is on the website, and that's fine. Okay, so at this point, we have,
So 800, I'm ready to vote.
Just need a motion.
So,
Not the amount.
all right, so I make a motion to order 100 challenge coins for the amount of, I believe, based on the quote, $841.
Second.
Okay,
all in favor?
Aye.
Nancy?
A total of 100 coins,
Yes.
okay. 7 people on this committee. Each one gets only 2 coins for themselves, none to be given out. I don't understand how you're gonna divide them between the 7 people, because this isn't part of the discussion that we're having now.
Well, they skipped over, but yes, there should have been a discussion after the second.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so this is discussion.
Yes,
You're saying we're gonna order 100 coins,
yes,
at how much a piece?
The total is 841 for 100
total.
pulls,
Okay, 100 coins.
so about $8.
And you've got a front and a back,
Mhm.
right? Okay,
yes, ma'am.
we've got 7 members.
Yes,
You're gonna give how many out to the 7 members? To eventually hand out when they see somebody.
Depending on how many is left
You
after
got to-
9/11.
If you give them.
but I'm through the chair, what I'm saying is that there's members on this committee that are not active. Okay, there's been 2 committee meetings that here we are, half a table's filled. The people that are not active do not get 10 coins. Okay, it's the people that are active that get more, because we're obviously more involved and we're doing more. And we're involved in other town events.
And I say we focus on the day of. And then whatever's left, then
Then they get, if they get 1 per each, that's their problem.
the day of what?
Nancy,
Well, you didn't finish the sentence, so I just want to understand as
So the-
chair.
Alright.
How you plan to hand them out and how many each member, you can't say you don't come to the meetings, so you don't deserve whatever, I think.
let's,
We need to
that'll be
address
secondary.
Address attendance
That'll
in
be
another
afterwards.
way.
All right, so I say that we're gonna host 9/11, right?
Right.
We're gonna have fire and police attend. That's, I made the motion, we needed to seize that opportunity, that moment, where obviously, hopefully the coins will be in by then, to hand each law enforcement officer
On which occasion? I didn't.
9/11.
9/11.
9/11.
9/11.
9/11.
9/11. Whatever's left. Then obviously we'll divide amongst
Right.
the members.
And Darwin, if I may, if we want to order more, guess what? We'll order more. We'll make another motion and we'll order something before the fiscal year end. Okay, so right now, let's just do 100. Let's get him in the door, because what's gonna end up happening is, this is a toss-up. Why is there a toss-up? Because that event might have 60, 70 sworn people. Guess what? Now we only have 30 left. So let's just put priority to that event, make sure we got all the 100 coins to that event, and then whatever's left, if we don't have as many, we'll do a reorder.
Only if we do it. We flip it, then I'll agree to it, and just myself, I'm not telling you what to do. Is that if these are the two coins, as this is the one coin, rather, it's got everything on the front and the back, okay? I want the members to get one first. Maybe maybe the people that serve us for free and put up with us and whatever, at least I'll and.
If I may,
We should still have less.
that should be-
Say whatever's left.
I think that goes
as
back to the
members-
same point. There needs to be like a general like idea of why these coins are given out. Right? I think that kind of goes back to that. So
Supposedly.
you guys just agree on what they're
Doing
giving out.
something.
I think you guys have an opportunity to do that next meeting.
It's
I think
part of
it's something to
recognition,
think
part of
about.
appreciation, part of.
No, but I'm just saying, I think it's important to have that in place. So everybody's on the same page. I think that's kind of where that discussion is coming from, that she thinks she needs to give out for whatever reason. So I think you guys should get on the same page about that.
No, and through the chair, I think that she has a good idea. I do think that the members on this committee should have at least one, okay, which I think we have 9 people that attend this meeting, so we still have 91 left. That 91 is gonna be prioritized towards the 9/11 event. Any sworn individual that attends that event is gonna get a coin. And then after that, if, let's just say we go through all the coins, 91 coins, and guess what? We'll have a meeting again. And we'll make a motion to order points before the fiscal year ends.
All right. So the coins will come in. We're talking about 9/11 when we first start handing them out,
Yes,
okay?
yes,
When they get delivered, we each get one.
no. I would like, if you want to, Nancy, you can hold all 100 of them. I think someone needs to hold them. That way they don't get given out or misplaced. And I want to make sure they are here for 9/11. That way, when everybody comes, they get one. I do not want them misplaced.
I agree, I will hold on to them.
Yeah, if you want to hold on to them, that's fine, or I can hold on to them, I don't care.
As
Even I can
chair-
hold on to them. Just someone that holds on to them,
As chair, I will hold on.
beautiful. So you hold on to the 100, and then at that point, 9/11 comes, we give it to everybody. And whatever's left, whatever's
All
left.
foreign personnel, fire and police, whatever's left, then
What if we have, all right. Forgive me for not doing the math, not tonight. That event that we hand them out, if we've only got 100, then we give to ourselves. Because we're gonna order more anyway, we're gonna order more.
Right, but I don't want, the thing is this,
We wanna have enough for 9/11.
yes, we're gonna have
Don't want
it,
us to run out,
We're gonna
so
have
you
enough.
think 100 will be enough,
technically speaking,
okay.
we have 101 people that work at the 2 stations and the police department. We have 100 people, and they're not all sworn. And they're not all gonna attend on 9/11. So give or take, you can say a plus or minus of maybe 60, I would say.
Okay, so the 100 for 9/11, we're gonna order. and
It's
you-
not 100 for
Ma-
9/11. It's just,
No.
the
Nancy.
motion right now is just to place an order for 100 coins.
That's what I'm saying, so that day, we have 100.
right,
Yeah,
just
let me put it that way.
make it easier for you. All right, just based off the number, even for lunch here, the numbers that we are factoring in here are basically for all 3 shifts. Let me just speak on behalf of the fire department, 3 shifts. 9/11 is just 1 day. So therefore, there will be only personnel from 1 shift. So like we'll be lucky if we go maybe through half of this. But we're gonna have plenty.
Okay, but like I said, we're not gonna give any out to anybody until after 9/11.
Correct. That is, yes.
Then we will order more and get some for ourselves.
If needed, because we might not order more, because my concern is that we have the sheriff seal that is gonna be implemented in January of 2025. I don't wanna get carried away with ordering too much.
Okay,
7.
fine,
All right, just real quick, just for you to have an idea, for peace of mind. just 9/11. These are the people that are gonna be on duty at Station 64 and Station 1, Nancy, 15 people.
At-
15,
At station
64 and Station 1.
and one,
That's
Right.
it,
That's it.
that one
Is how
day.
many
So
people?
15 coins are gonna go to these SWAT
only
personnel.
15 coins.
Only
I'm just giving you a number, like
15, no,
15.
15 people.
These are the people that are working that day.
Right, and I don't think the 50 police officers are gonna be here, because they also have
So
shifts.
15. So I don't know, I'm assuming that the squad here is probably 5 officers maybe per shift.
Okay,
Even if let's just say it's 10, that's 25. We still have 75 coins left.
I would urge you guys close discussion and make a vote. We are running into
All right,
way
let's,
over an hour and a half.
all right, let's order 100 coins.
The
Who made
motion
the
is
motion?
still on the table, yeah,
You said 100 coins.
So
for
I,
841.
or I motion to order 100, minimum order of 100
Mhm.
coins for set amount $841.
There
To
was
be
a
given
second.
at the-
And we have a second.
There was a second,
Okay.
you guys had discussion.
All
so
right,
now
all in
vote.
favor?
I,
Aye.
One last thing, because I just realized, you guys haven't mentioned, and I'll urge you to please look into it, is there,
Line
you
items.
guys normally honor, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm going back to the police and fire appreciation. You guys normally honor one police and fire honoree. I think we already have the name for the fire. I shared it with all of you. I'm still waiting on police. The second I have it, I will share it with all of you. You need to start moving on quotes and vendors for the plaques.
All right, I must have missed it. I thought we still needed both things.
So
So,
we have it.
those plaques are given which town hall meeting?
The September one, which is
Oh.
September.
And that's another reason maybe to give a coin. to
September
these-
10th
Whoever
is the date.
wins, yeah.
Okay.
That officer.
All right.
that-
So we need those, like, who do we need to put pressure on the police to get that name?
I'm
Major?
happy to send
Can
another
we-
follow-up.
can we
I've done
use
2
the same,
follow-ups at this point, but more than anything,
Jenna?
what I'm concerned about is with these plaques need to be done in time.
That's the thing, I can work with quotes on those, but I need the names.
we don't need a quote.
So-
We use the same company.
Not a
we
quote,
used
but you guys need to agree on the price and what you're spending on it. And nobody has worked on getting a quote for this
Yeah.
year and prices have gone up.
Yeah, because we didn't, you know.
Okay, all right, so
We'll
thank,
get that far.
thank you for that reminder. I know that we want to get out of here. The last point, and I think this is very quick, we voted to approve getting polos for this committee of members, okay? I got 3 quotes for polos. Okay,
We didn't order any polo shirts yet?
no, ma'am, we're voting on it right now.
Because I want one that says
That's-
committee chair on
That's,
it.
that's no problem. I already spoke to the vendor and they said they can do that. Okay, so these are these are 3 quotes, okay, obviously, when you say I hit the ground running, I wasn't playing. Okay, this is coming from, the design was pretty much, Isle gave me an idea from the Neighborhood Improvements Committee. And I got the color, which is true navy. Oh, sorry. And then I went ahead and got them. Okay, the 3 quotes, so you have 8, okay? This is an active member of the city of Hialeah, that gave me this quote. He's at $170. Okay, then there's somebody else, by the name of Permatex. This is the vendor that, I believe we ordered from last time, or I believe another committee ordered from last time. They came in at $149.79, which technically they came in at $140 because they put tax on that quote. Let me make sure Inc. put tax. Yeah, Inc. put tax. So in other words, you gotta look at the top number. I'm sorry.
It's $139.99.
$139.99 for Permatax of Florida, $154 for Inc. Okay, that's before tax, and then you have Impressive Design Printing. She does a lot of stuff for the town as well. I'm sure you know Olga Pratt, Isle. She came in at $110. Okay, this is for 5 polos. I have tried to communicate with Lewis, so has Isle. He's MIA. He's not part of this quote. So he will not get a polo because he's not here to say his size. So if we would have to vote for him at a later point, if we want to get him a polo, but he's not on here. So we have 5 polos and I have everybody's sizes here. So these are the 3 quotes. We can open it for discussion and for
I'm
vote.
sorry, I missed why we don't have 7. I mean, I understand why we don't have 7, and why we don't have 6. There's 7 members on this committee, right? There's 7 members on the committee. You're not counting one.
Yes, you're right, Nancy. I see here. So, hold on.
The other for 7. So it's here 4, 5, 6,
Yeah, so
7.
here, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in other words,
I'm just
no, yeah, you're right, Nancy. So here, this quote.
pointing at the one in the middle.
Yes, I see here. Hold on. So I see here. So in other words, what ends up happening is the inked polo, the inked
It's over
quote,
here.
I apologize, is 154. That is correct. That has 6, correct? Because we have 6 members,
Mhm.
not counting Lewis.
Right,
All right. Then if I go to Permatex, the 139, it seems like there's 4, 5. She missed one.
you know why? You know why?
Why?
I don't. Tell me I'm right, because I said to her I didn't need a new shirt.
No, but he wasn't accounting for that.
Yeah, it wasn't, she screwed up.
Oh,
She screwed up.
Alright.
So if I do the math, then that 139 really turns into let's just round it to 140, and you add $16, you're at 156, okay? So
Um,
yeah,
you're on Permatex?
yes, Permatex is 156, Inked is 154, okay? And then Olga Pratt, which is Impressive Design and Printing, she also put only 5, so you gotta add one more to that, so she's really 6. So if you add $22 to 110, you're at $132, okay? So when you look at all 3 quotes, Nancy, you're looking at $132 for $132 for Impressive Design and Printing. You're looking for 156 to Permatex, and you're looking at 154 for Inks.
I think Lewis is in Nicaragua,
I'm not
that's
sure.
why he's not answering.
I'm unsure. I wouldn't know.
We've been trying to get a hold of him for how long?
I
It's-
don't wanna speak because I.
Yeah, but it's been a while. It's been like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you know? So-
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like for 1 month or something.
Okay,
I
I
think.
mean, if you guys wanna table it till next meeting, you can, but again, that's for you guys to determine.
the concern, guys, is that I have is, I don't wanna push this too far, because if we are all gonna attend that event on 9/11, I think we should all have polos. I know you have a polo, because you were saying that I think your daughter took a picture of it,
Mhm.
you know, but I don't have a polo,
Size you were.
extra large. Well, unless you guys wanna table it to next meeting, you can. It's up to you guys if you wanna defer it.
You're gonna table it. You're gonna miss a meeting. You're gonna lose them.
Or you guys can just maybe guess a size.
I say we. Would you have,
You have his number?
from the last
I
order?
don't, right, there was no number on there.
No,
That's a
No,
problem.
because
I don't know
if
why.
Omar
we
has his
don't have
note,
his
then,
number.
you know.
Would you have from the last
What are you
order?
talking
You were, I don't think you would.
I haven't ordered in a long.
Hold on. All right, whether we have a number for him or not.
Or what you can do is
Or
this,
you can guess the
when,
size.
when his size, when he comes in, we can just make a vote on his one
But
polo.
my feeling is if he were a large,
Well, regardless,
that's all right.
he has a polo. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
he
seen
has
him
a
wear,
photo.
he has a shirt.
photo.
So I
You're
say
probably
for
the only
now,
one missing.
Okay,
so I say,
They're
for-
all
yeah.
old members.
Yeah, because
We are
scenario,
close.
I can lend you one.
No, or you
No,
can order
let's- no,
it, and
let's
if
vote,
he
let's
doesn't get a new one, he still has an old one anyway.
exactly.
so what are we thinking? You think maybe he's a 2X or a 3X?
does anybody have the old order?
No, she doesn't. It's too old.
Alright.
How about this? Let's just do this. Let's vote on the condition. Like Dorman did, right, for the dessert. So
I
let's
have a
vote.
mobile number for him. Is somebody gonna use him?
No, because we don't have it as part of the roster.
Okay. So that,
I don't know when he.
Well,
that's
somebody
the
was
problem
gonna
we're
call
explaining.
him. You said, but if he's in another country, right, I have a number for him.
well, if you wanna.
You guys also can just add to your budget an extra 2 shirts. Just to
Yeah.
have extras in case. a
Yeah, but if
member
you were
comes and
large,
joins.
You know what I mean?
You can
It
guess
wouldn't
2
be too
sizes.
big for a medium and it wouldn't be too small for an extra large. But to order an extra large, it's large.
Well, let's,
So-
this is what I suggest. Let's make a choice on the vendor. And let's just put another $22 on the quote. And then when he confirms the size, I'll go back to the vendor and just order it.
Yeah,
And that's it.
Sounds
so
good.
you're giving authority up to X amount of dollars, that's it. You just need a motion and the vendor.
All right, now, which vendor are we gonna choose?
That's what somebody needs to make a motion.
Who are we using right now? The company?
You guys,
We don't
the
know.
committees.
The committees use, they use
Yeah.
several. I wore this
Yeah.
photo today to show you what design printing does.
Yeah.
She did this photo.
Design and printing.
Yes,
I
That's
like
one of
I like
those.
the look of the shirt.
yeah. So I wore mine today so you
Black,
can, so you
but
can see it.
it's-
Yeah, so,
And it did it run true to size for you?
Yes, it did.
and it's unisex, right? I just wanna be clear because I've had
No, no,
this concern
For
with
sure.
other.
I did hers, female.
Oh.
Yeah, for sure. I made sure that it was, her size.
I say we do the middle. Not too cheap, not too expensive.
You'll take the middle one?
The middle one being.
Yeah, you got two of them at $2 difference.
He's, okay, so just make a motion.
You got two of them that are
Or
$2.
somebody make a motion.
Yeah,
And who's the lady who did yours?
that's the impressive design and printing. Yeah.
Anybody want my vote?
No, I need a motion. There's no motion on the
I
table.
make a motion that we go with the middle one, which is $132 impressing. And you're already looking at one and you got a choice. I'll go with what we know.
What's the
Second.
name?
Impressive.
That's your motion. To go with the impressing design printing
Second.
vendor. Second, a discussion? Discussion? Nobody?
Aye.
Vote,
Now you-
the vote? Or no discussion?
Well, am I gonna get my committee chair
Yes.
name on it?
I already spoke to her about
Include
you.
that,
yeah.
she's already, then let's go with her, she's already on board.
Okay, perfect. So it's,
No,
yours will say chairwoman, right? Or chairman, how does it go for the?
Chairperson.
We don't normally do that in the church, I don't think.
The
I
chair.
have to go back and check, because I don't know how we do that.
Well, let me know if you approve or not, the town does, and then,
Yeah,
I'll-
I'll
What are
check.
the options, so, okay.
I don't know, honestly, I don't know.
Don't we have some shirts out there on the committees where I saw chairman or I want to say I saw it.
I honestly don't know. I don't wanna say yes or no, because I don't.
If you ask Al, she can tell you no.
No, I don't know.
All right, so,
I would rather see chairman, you know why? Because it's already with the company, and if I leave and then one of you guys takes over, you got chairman already written. You just gotta change the size.
it makes no difference to me. I have no problem doing that. I don't.
So vote, guys, the motion on the table.
All the motion? Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yes, aye. Okay, can you guys agree on the price, please? So that he knows what he's working with.
Yeah, so I think we agreed on that, we counted Lewis's on here. If
Mm-hmm.
when someone, please just call, my number, I'm gonna give you my business cards. If someone gets a hold of him, just send me his size.
Yes, that's all we're missing.
All right,
Yeah.
who needs a number, fam? You got it?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I just ran a terrible businessman.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
You need it.
I think we can.
And I think we've worked with them, so we should
Yeah.
have them on.
I already spoke to her. about it. She said
Dang,
that she-
me, you, somebody's taking.
All right,
Okay,
that's it.
All right, we're going with president. And we close the meeting.
At 8:53, meeting
We'll
adjourned.
take a minute, yeah?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, me.
All right. just-
I got you.
just checking.
I got you.
Carlos,
yes, ma'am.
8:53.
here's your coins. These are the old ones.
Okay,
You guys already got yours.
Hold on, did you guys say motion to adjourn? I'm sorry.
Yes.
I didn't hear you guys.
If
Did you
it's
guys vote?